Hi, and welcome to day 13 of my self-improvement personal challenge. I'm going to stop saying personal challenge every time I say what day it is. Day 13. Yesterday was a really interesting, hard night, so I'm going to start from there and work forward because it kind of leads into today kind of nicely. So, yeah, last night I watched a documentary called The Human Experience. It was a kind of a low-budget looking movie, a little cheesy, but really hit me. It really hit me because I used to do some things like that. Anyway, it's about two New York kids who go to a leper colony. They go to a hospital, a children's hospital, and they live all in different parts of the world, and they live homeless for a week or so in New York City. And it's about them kind of becoming appreciating what they have, and learning how every human life is special. But what I got out of it was just that there's so much beauty out there, and there's so much suffering out there, and I want to get it left me in a really weird mood. It's supposed to be an uplifting movie, but it's made me spiral hard, and so I want to get into that a little bit because it led me on a bit of a journey. So I used to be, I hitchhiked down to Panama, with like $300 and came back like barefoot, and I was like kind of walking with Jesus. I was on a Jesus kick at that point because I don't know, I went to a church and it was way cooler than the churches up here. Their churches are way awesomer, so I was like into that, I guess. But anyway, I was traveling really clean and really pure, and I was really connecting with people, and it made me long to be completely alone amongst strangers again. That was one of the most empowering moments of my life, was to be completely away from everybody I knew, and to be, and I reinvented myself in a way, but I just was more honest about who I was in the moment. And Central America has a very different each country down there has they're very similar in how they worship like family and life force. And so it feels really good to be in those cultures if that's the kind of person you want to, the kind of relationship you want to have with people around you. So I longed for that, and but I also remember that when I traveled, I really, even though I was giving as much as I could, I was actually, I carried a lot of Western culture with me. I started to see a lot of my own selfishness, and that's weird for someone coming out of this culture being identified as a hippie and thinking I'm all peace and love, and recognizing how much I was putting on my plate at a dinner when there was, it just certain things that I realized. So it's a weird dichotomy inside some of us activists or hippies in the Western culture to want to go and look after brown babies and take a picture and put it on your Tinder and and be sick inside, and recognize that, like, even though these cultures, like these people are suffering under foreign cultures, oppressive foreign policies and stuff like that, but they're fine. The people are fine. On the inside, they're fine. So you'll see some very poor people who are very happy and solid in themselves. They don't have mental illness and depression the way we do in these countries that have so much abundance. So anyway, it made me really think, well, what am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to do? I'm doing all this cleanup to become something. What am I trying to become? Am I going to be able to heal myself to be able to go to another country? Should I go and become a doctor just so I can volunteer in another country and not just be slapping nails into wood and stuff, like, like really contribute? And it just, I just started spiraling. And what I mean by spiraling is that I started to become overwhelmed by my emotions. I was becoming overwhelmed by my emotions. I don't know if this is part of my problem or if this is part of an attribute that's good and has good and bad qualities or traits, or what this mechanism in me is, but it's becoming more clear as I'm sobering up. And that is that I don't really have good skills for dealing with my emotions. And I kind of think I have better skills than most people, but I also think I feel a lot. So yeah, that's when whenever I feel the fiend in the last couple weeks, whenever I feel the fiend coming on, it's usually because there's a habitual needing to go back to something. But this time I was like, holy shit, darn, I swore again. When I started to become overwhelmed with a feeling, that's when I really wanted to distract myself with Facebook or something, anything. And that's when my cousin Garrett called, and we had a really good conversation, and it really helped me out to hear his voice. It was almost like divine intervention that he called right at that moment, because I haven't heard from him in a long time, and they're 11 o'clock at night, so that was it was really good for me. And so the next day, today I'm giving up masturbation. Darn. This one is, so a lot of these are really easy. This one's gonna be so hard. I've quit before to do Vipassana meditation and to do a couple other different things. Or when I went fishing, I didn't really have an opportunity. I'm stuck in a boat with people like right here. So, but I love masturbating. I do it at least twice a day, and I think it makes me stronger. I think it gives me energy, and it wakes me up in the morning, gets my blood going. At night, it relaxes me. So it's definitely something that I've used since I learned what was between my legs, and I have no idea how I'm going to do this. So I started listening to some podcasts on it, and I guess there's a whole movement. It's called #NoFap. Fap is what that means. And so so I was watching some things, and there's this one guy, well, a couple people were saying, if you want to quit doing that and quit hitting instant gratification, which again, that's what that is. It's another form of instant gratification, which is why I'm giving it up. One of the reasons I'm giving it up is you got to figure out your life purpose. And so this is what ties back into last night, is like, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know why I'm alive. I know I have skills. I know I have strong desires. I know I want to contribute. I want to serve very deeply. I just want to be a part of some kind of service. And my ambition is not to become wealthy doing it, but my ambition is to serve so good that I do more and more and more. So then I started kind of listening to things about finding your purpose, and then I found a guru, and this guru was like, your purpose, the purpose of life is to live life. You could be 1,000,000 years old, and you will never really fully understand the essence of what life is. And so he says it's a mental illness to have a purpose, because if you have a purpose, it's God-given, and if it's God-given, then it overrides like that person's right to the enjoyment of the peace and quiet that you're disrupting, or whatever it is. So I kind of don't really know what to do now. So find my purpose, or just chill out and be present. So that was my morning. So masturbation, I want to give that up for the instant gratification. It's depleting. Apparently, every ejaculation is about 4 days of labor. That's how much energy you have to harness to produce that stuff. It's the most important, potent fluid that comes out of your body. So I'm going to give that up, and I think what I'm going to replace that with the multiple male orgasm exercises. So just like females, well, the ones who actually know how their own bodies work, which is few and far in between, but same with men. If men only know that most men only know that they can ejaculate and that's their orgasm, but actually men can have full body orgasms that are waves of pleasure that wash over them for several minutes at a time, and that's and I've experienced that. I've experienced both, so I know it's possible, and I want to develop that, and so that's how I'm gonna. I have no idea. I have to do a whole bunch of research on this one, but I'm giving it up today. and that sucks. But moving on. So yeah, this today I want to tell you about the rest of my day. So what I did with the rest of my day is I decided to stay on the property where I'm living for the weekend, and just put time in. And I think tomorrow for my video I'm gonna walk around the property and show everyone where I'm living and what's going on in my life, because I'm finding a lot of meaning just by being on the property, helping with the fence, doing the chicken coop. There's things that I'm doing, and it's a really beautiful property, and I could actually see myself really self-actualize. So as I've been thinking about what I'm going to replace work with, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to replace it with another job. I think I'm going to be my own employer and go and do odd jobs for people here and there, and build stuff on the property and contribute on the farm. And that's how I'm gonna roll. Put on a couple events and then spend the rest of my time at home focusing on me. So I've been getting up, I've been exercising, I've been eating good food, I have a routine, I've been quitting these things, I'm just trying to do things good. But what I recognize, one of the things that I haven't been doing is I haven't been sitting with myself. I feel like I've been on the edge of tears today, like I have something that needs to come out, but it's stuck in the throat chakra. Not really sure what that's about, but stuff is definitely coming up, and I think that one of the things that I need to do right now is to write. I think I need to start writing either a journal or a letter to somebody, or what I'm feeling, but I need to actually start putting time into my agenda to get in touch with myself, because I've been focusing on doing things. Oh, now I'm doing my lunch for me, I'm doing all these things for me, but I'm not hanging out with me. I'm not hanging out with me, and I need to do that. I play the guitar before I do these shows so that I can talk clearly, but I'm not playing my songs, I'm not writing my music. So even though I have this room that's reflecting me back to me, and all this stuff is focused on me and the self-improvement stuff, I have yet to really spend like an hour on the beach by myself, chilling out, thinking my own thoughts, enjoying my own company. And that's probably where the real healing's going to begin. So that's what I'm going to be starting to do. Put some time into my schedule to actually just be with myself, whether I need to write or reflect, but just to be with myself. And I think that's where I'm going to see some blockages get released. So that's what I'm doing. Day 13, masturbation, goodbye. And this is one that I'm probably going to try and give up forever, and develop some of these Chinese medicine practices, or this tantra work on taking that energy, that sexual energy, and channeling it up. I know friends of mine who have sex less often told me that they are able to take that energy, because it doesn't just go anywhere. Your testosterone goes up when you do this. When you masturbate less, your testosterone goes up, things go up, you get more of a sex drive. So you got to get out there more, and you got to do something, and so you got to be more creative. And I'm hoping that this is going to kickstart the creative motivation that I've been needing to get myself into a creative lifestyle. So that's everything. It's almost too much information, but that's what I'm doing. So again, thanks for watching, everyone. Tomorrow, day 14 will be useless knowledge, and then after that will be neglect, and and then after that we're gonna start getting into some food things again, and I'm gonna be cutting out pretty much almost everything that I currently eat. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, good night.